Yo, what's up guys? It's David Piersaul here from Thieves watching Joji, Your Man official video. If you haven't listened to the album already, the album is out now. That is Nectar by Joji. You can check it out on Spotify. I'm sure it's on all platforms. But if you want to wait and you want to check it out with the Discord, you can join the Discord. The link is in the description below. We're going to have a listening party tonight at 7 p.m. in the Discord. That's 7 p.m. Central US. Let's jump into this video twice. Once from a reactionary standpoint, and secondly, from a technical analysis where we break down some of the cinematography and some of the technical aspects as well to our best of our abilities from a filmmaker's perspective. We got to set the ambience. If you don't know what that means get your tea ready. Put the headphones on. So excited for the video. I can't wait to see what type of lore is going to be in here from the previous videos. That color contrast, it's like almost color splash. By the way, I listened to the album already. Fire. This song is so good.
Have you ever loved? We should go again. Don't be down when it's over, baby.
So this,
I'll be your man.
it seems like this is gonna pick up right after he left Earth.
Have you ever loved? We should go again.
Kind of stole the spaceship,
It's over, baby.
but it's a whole different astronaut suit.
Your man. Oh, man.
Is that Joji? Is he the one dancing like that? Because this man is kind of killing it. What the heck? That's the last thing I expected to see on just some random planet.
Have you ever loved? We should go again. Don't be down when it's over, baby.
The lighting is crispy.
I'll be your man.
This reminds me of that Rich Brian video, Love in My Pocket, and the way that it's just like the weird like movements.
Your man.
Dang, these colors, like they seem to have this recurring thing of red and like a desaturated brown slash just black and white, even with the suit. This seems like the astronaut is kind of like learning something, like imitating something like that one, I forgot what that movie was called. Actually, if I would have said that, that would have been a big spoiler for that movie.
We should go again. Don't be down when it's over, baby. I'll be your man.
This is interesting.
I'll be your
The song is a bop though. It's almost like, is this like a virtual reality thing? Like I'm trying to figure out all the little details of why he would be in a gas station, a house, like.
Have you ever loved? We should go again.
Because that pack on his back is connected.
Down when it's over, baby. I'll be
Whoa,
your man.
that is not Joji at all. What the? Yo, what? What? Directed by Jared Hogan. Yo, that was the last thing I expected. So I just assumed that it was Joji, but I don't know why it was a different astronaut and all that good stuff. But yo, that was a completely different thing. Creature. Is this man about to... What is this story turning into, dude? I feel like this story, from Joji's perspective, is planned out all the way from beginning to end, but he's giving it to us, first of all, in non-chronological order, and then also just giving us little, like, these little tidbits of new information. You keep thinking it's going to end, and then it's new information again and again and again, and it just... I feel like he does have a plan, but like he throws something like this in the mix, and you're like, okay, what the heck? What part of this story? What part of this does it fit in the story? You know what I mean? This last thing I expect. I'm kind of shocked a little bit, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know you guys are really into the lore, especially the big Joji fans. and you've probably done more research than I have. So check the comments below if you're curious, because I'm sure there'll be someone there theorizing, checking the lore. And if you have any lore, let us know in the comments. I would love to hear. But let's run it back for a technical breakdown. I would love to kind of talk about scene by scene, the lighting and things of that nature. So for this opening shot, it looks like they're using some sort of, obviously, you know, they're using some sort of VFX, but it's wild because I've always wanted to create something like this, and it's actually pretty accessible to find elements that fit natively into something like After Effects. But if you didn't have After Effects, something like Motion by Apple and all that cool stuff, but you can find elements like this for fairly cheap, you know, 300 bucks for an entire pack of different planets and stars and cool things. And adding something like this may not be the hardest thing in the world. It's just a matter of where does it fit in the overall, like, you know, story of whatever you're trying to create. So I've been wanting to do something like this. Maybe I should revisit it. It's a really nice. VFX are more accessible to the average filmmaker than ever before. If you're curious, Video Copilot has really good planet packs. All right, let's continue. And I love the colors between. So this is actually, I think, even a little bit more, you know, complex when it comes to VFX, because, you know, you got light that is shifting through the clouds, and it's like a little bit more, less luminosity in this area. It's a darker red than it is over here. Like, it's almost like it's really shooting a laser through the whatever that is. But I just realized, is this the same planet that Joji landed on, and now there's other creatures landing on it as well? That would be pretty crazy if he had to like fight off these like crazy monsters or something. All right, I love this. Oh, I love this shot of it coming through with the foreground sand. I don't know, it just has a really nice vibe to it. I wonder where they filmed this at. If you know, let me know. Let's keep going. Also, the motion is really well. It looks like they have some sort of Steadicam flipped upside down in low mode, just like breezing across the ground. If you have a really good Steadicam op, they can make that, because this motion looks very smooth and not really robotic, like maybe like gimbal. Let me see. Let's run it back again. It does kind of have a gimbal look, actually. It could very well be some sort of Ronin 2 or a Movi free fly system where there's three points of contact, and you have like an operator who's holding it low to the ground. Then you also have the Steadicam option, which is it's like the more of the weighted. It's a weight based type of balancing system, and you can flip it upside down. And that one doesn't use hardly as much technology as like a Ronin, but they're very, you know, they have their very distinct styles. This looks actually, I think it might actually be a Ronin, because it has like that bounce of like something that's trying to correct the motion, which is completely fine, because in my opinion, a Steadicam has like a silkier, more natural look. This looks like a Ronin. Correct me if I'm wrong, if there's any behind the scenes that are out that I just kind of missed, but that's what it looks like. Let's continue. Let's skip through, because, you know, there's a lot of there's a lot of this. Let's see. First of all, let's go to this. I love the flashing lights in this. First of all, we got like I was saying, the red versus the almost, it's like musty, like very misty, desaturated vibes going on. It's interesting how they're doing this. But the lighting in here is pretty cool. It's pretty simple. I mean, in terms of like the colors really in the scene are what really shine the most, in my opinion. And what I mean is like what I was mentioning with the red and stuff, because that's what makes the entire scene look, the contrasty look that it has. It's very pastel, but it has still color contrast. Those are two different things. You have, you know, the contrast of the overall image, which is created with the lighting, which is still exists very much exists in this frame. And then you have the color contrast, which is like the difference between complementing colors and all that good stuff. But yeah, this looks awesome. The light flashing does create, you know, a sense of separation from that background. The same thing here, he's silhouetted. So are they actually landing on Earth? I just realized, I don't know why I didn't think about that. They're just landing on Earth. Some weird monsters. Don't be down when it's over, baby. Maybe Joji was trying to escape from something, maybe. I love that they switched from these really nice smooth shots to these more sporadic handheld looking shots that are wide and down low. really creates this dynamic of like, you know, kind of confusion, sporadicness. And then you have these, they also do these really wide like dolly ends, which I really like. Color contrast again, you got the gray, almost, you know, desaturated light blue kind of, yeah, it's really dark and colorless mixed with the really high saturation red, which it just looks so good together. It has almost a horrific vibe to it. You know, you got red and blue is kind of like a horror color scheme.
I'll be your man.
I always mention this in every single video because it's a lighting technique that is widely used. It's called creating layers, really. There's different names for it, but it's just really about creating layers. You have a lighter part of the image here, right, with the you know, with the wall outside, and then you have dark again, and then you have light. It's that shadow and dark, I mean that shadow and highlight layer contrast. I really think that's a very useful technique, and if you can figure out how to make your scenes have that sort of contrast in each image, that's very important. I mean, even, not to hype myself, but even in this setup, you have like the different darks and lights. You have me, who is pretty well lit, and then you have the dark behind me, and then on the contrast you have like the lights, which are lighter. Obviously I don't have as much depth in this room because it's not as big as this scene, for instance, but you know, it applies in all different aspects of, I think, every image.
I'll be your man.
And this light's kind of pulsating, which is nice. Again, you have lighter outside. It's cool. I love the shoes. Like everything, the outfit is like spot on to that like almost vintage vibe. Also, you know, the lighting in here is pretty, same thing, layers, white, dark, light. You know what I mean? You got that, it creates that really nice layer of color contrast and shadows and highlights. I'm just so, I love, it seems, they make it look, every single film that Joji is commissioning or directing, whether it be him directing or not, or hiring a director, he always seems to be able to do this so effortlessly, him and his team, you know what I mean? It looks so good. This is no easy task at all. It's work with people who are very experienced and know how to understand these images and really create them. I love the, we haven't talked about the lighting in this too much. Let's break this down a little bit. So I just love the texture that the disco ball creates, but I'm tempted to say that they have a light just hitting the top of the ball just so it hits the top of the roof. Because I mean, actually, you know, you see some more dots around here. I take that back. But I like how subtle the disco ball texture is. I love how they created just like subtle contrast between adding some sort of a light here, whatever that may be. I'm not sure what that is, like a tipped over lamp or something like that. But it, you know, when you're lighting a room, this room is already pretty dark. You got the recessed lights already. You got some lights on the wall, some light hitting the wall right here. It could just be these. But for the most part, this room is pretty dark. So, you know, add a little bit of extra layer to this room by, first of all, the floor is kind of wet, which reflects light, which is a great technique. And then putting something like, you know, this unpractical light here that looks like a flipped over lamp, or just even a light that's there. I mean, this is a rundown like dive bar looking place. So, you know, there's lights just sitting on the floor, you know what I mean? Like a stage. You see that all the time at those types of places. And then you got the light flashing, of course. I love that he's just stepping across chairs. That's such a neat, unique idea. Also, you got I love the tube lights here. Nice. I wonder what they actually have flashing here. It's like they have something like a 300D or 600, something really 300 watt like type light flashing through to create like a really almost alarm type effect, like the world's alarms are going off because whatever's happening. I love that they choose a square aspect ratio. Such a nice aspect ratio. That's so cool. Yo, let me know what you think about this video in the comments. What more so on the lore, because I'm very curious on what you guys' opinion is on the lore of this video. What is happening, right? Because this is just another wrench in the overbearing toolbox of what Joji has put into this world that he's created with the album Nectar, and even before then, you know what I mean? So I'm just curious what he's going for. It's like they landed on Earth, but you know, it's like, what is this? You know, this is the first time for us seeing any aliens except for in the Sanctuary video, which seems like a goofy depiction of what aliens would be. You know what I mean? This is more so like a serious alien interpretation. So I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are. Let me know. Again, 7 p.m. US Central Time. We are listening to the entire album, us and the people on the Discord, the entire Discord community, not the entire one, but whoever joins. Anyways, join the Discord. Link is in the description below, and join us at 7 p.m. It'll be a lot of fun, and we'll just vibe out, listen to some good music, and discuss it afterwards. All right, guys. Until next time, peace.
I went from Sunday to Sunday, at BNA on the runway. I took a meeting at 10 after 2, pull right up after the gun range. I got a circle that worry about that code, but clientele that working under the road to stay on the low. Me and my bro just linked up and went half on the coat. Hell no.